Dwayne, after Sunday, I guess you're hoping for a reaction. What's it been like on training field?
Yeah, I think that I think everyone is hurting a bit. In all honesty, I think that both ourselves, players, staff, and fans alike. So I think that it was a disappointing performance. Is the honest truth. I think there's no way of dressing it up in any other way. I think that yes, we have injuries, but I think there was enough on the field to be in the game more than we were. I think that yes, from that perspective, it's a bit disappointing if I'm perfectly honest. And I think that we want to see a reaction this week, definitely. But it's another derby, and we addressed it on Monday. I think we had a good session today. The boys moved well today, and obviously it's a big game for us now. We want a reaction, and I'm sure our fans do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, it's a big game, a big crowd at the Arms Park, a big away support. There won't be any lack of motivation from the players for this one. No,
definitely. I think the last 2 times we've been up there, actually, we've had a real good away following. The stand opposite the tunnel there has been all red for the last couple of seasons, and so I look forward to that. I think I enjoy going there. I think it's when it's full, it's a good atmosphere. Crowd are right on top of you, and we've had some good games up there over the last 2 seasons anyway. So I think for us it's we have to get clarity in the way we want to play the game and deliver a performance, and I think that if that for me is being competitive everywhere, being competitive at every aspect of the game, and then we know we have quality when we're on top of sides, and unfortunately on the weekend we weren't there. I think that and that's where it's our responsibility as coaches to make sure that we give that clarity, and then for the boys just to free their minds and deliver that. And I think that that's what this week's been about, really.
Obviously, you beat Cardiff down here. What have you made of them this season? Yeah,
I think they've been really competitive, haven't they? I think that they've stuck in games well, and they've had a few losses late. And I thought the game on the weekend, they went behind early, and at 20 minutes, it was a tough game for them, but they stuck in there. And to be fair, they were the much better side in the second half. I think Mellon's done a good job with Geth's done a good job with their defence. I think that they look aggressive, they look competitive in their defence, and you can see his influence on that. And I'm sure that he'll be revving him up for this week, definitely.
And your selection, do you keep faith and give those players another chance, or do you try and shake things up a bit?
Well, in all honesty, we haven't got. There's a few things that we will shake up, but definitely, some guys will come into the side. But we have, a long injury list, and we haven't got a large squad. So, I suppose our resources are limited in terms of changes. But it's not about. Not to say that we wanted to make, for us it's about making sure that our game plan's better, and there's guys on the pitch on the weekend know that their performances weren't good enough, and I think that they recognise that, and I'm sure there will be a reaction from certain players.
In terms of your squad depth and injuries, how are some of those injured players? The long-term ones, Cano and Samson Lee.
Long-term.
Yeah, still no good news. Sam Losey, anything?
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll be back probably post-Christmas.
Okay. So after the Boxing Day.
Yeah, Josh McLeod, similar. Costello, similar. Tame Plumtree's going for an operation tomorrow. I'm expecting him back probably April.
Right. Okay.
March, April. Middle March to April, I'd say. That's where we've been pitched. Maybe a bit sooner. It depends on where that ends up, really, but I think that he's going to be a long termer. Costello, and Dan Jones, both 10s, hopefully back for the second round of Europe.
Okay, good. Obviously, this is the last one before Europe. How important is it that you win and get yourself off the bottom?
Yeah, look, it's big. I think for me, that we recognise that. Results are one thing. I think the Africa trip was tough for us. In all honesty, and Leinster away was tough. Cardiff at home was a win, and I thought the Lions, we blew that. I think obviously I think we're a bit obviously everyone's disappointed here about the performance on the weekend. It's not about losing the game; it's about the way we lost the game. I think. I'm not hiding from that fact. That is the reality of where that game was. But we need to make sure that this week we're competitive. We enjoy playing against Cardiff. They're a good side, and then I think that we've had some good games. So I think, results is important. Performance first, and then the results will take care of itself.
Yeah, just finally from your fans forum last night, how did that go?
Great. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I think that they're frustrated as everyone else is, and I respect that. They pay money to come and watch us, and they paid money to come to the Liberty on the weekend, and it's acceptable that they feel angered by that. But. From my end, we are working hard here, and we make sure that we keep working hard and putting up performances that make them proud. I know that we'll come better, and it starts this week. We have to put a performance that they're proud of.
Great. Yes, that main message then, a bit like last year. You didn't have the best start, but you can turn things around.
I have to, and I think that that's where we're focused, and I think that the players are like players, staff, everyone's disappointed with the results. But look, we have to move on, and I think that we've lost 3 games where they've been tough losses, and the Osprey one was probably the tough one for the fans to take because it is a local derby. But I understand that, But for us, it's about next job now. We need to get on. We need to get back on the horse this week and make sure that we put a performance in.
You said the second round of Europe. That's the Black Lion on them.
No, sorry. I mean New Year.
Group of Europe.
Yeah, New Year. Yeah, sorry.
That'd be a bit ahead then.
No, yeah, New Year. Yeah.
So you're talking like second or third week of January for those 2 fly-outs. Then okay. Do you think Dan Davis close as well?
He's close, yeah. So he's available for selection this week.
Would you possibly put him in, or is it a bit too early? What do you think?
No, I'll definitely possibly put him in.
Yeah.
No, look, I think we've missed. He's won last year, especially when we had a good run of games and they were up. Yeah. He really stood up for us, and I think that. I think that Teddy Leatherbarrow, I think he's worth a mention as well, because I think he's been really good for us. And Dan as well, coming in will give us a bit of energy, and what it does, he's quite unorthodox in the way his style, but he's got great feet, and he's a good runner with the ball, and we're obviously missing Josh because he's a captain and a leader. But it's good to get some fresh blood back in terms of in Dan Davis, because I think that he's one who I really enjoy having in the team.
So you don't think Lucy on the club realistically for the festive derbies, New Year derby either? More like.
Yeah, I think they're going to be round about those times.
Those are kind of all the second group of Europe again.
I say so.
Yeah. Arms Park as a place. Good memories as a player, bad memories as a player. Enjoy it.
I do actually. All right as a player. Yeah. Some good, some bad. We actually won the league there in 2000 and... when did we win the league there?
Remember that?
No, we were way behind, and we came back, and we had a great comeback, we won the league there. So
2007?
That's probably my favourite memory there. Yeah. Honestly, I was before that. I think it might have been Clech. I don't think we were even Scarlets.
That's pre-regional, was that?
2001, 2002, Mark Jones scored. Yeah. So that was probably my favourite memory there. But look, it's I enjoy going there. I think Cardiff and Scarlets have always been some good games and high entertaining games. We had a good run of it, obviously, as a coach there with Scarlett. So look, it's going to be a good game, good occasion, I'm sure.
In terms of the things that went wrong last weekend against the Ospreys, when you look at them, are they all short-term fixable things, or attitude things, or technical things? What have you focused on?
Well, I focus on a bit of technical, a bit of game plan stuff, obviously. I think that I don't want to say that we lacked energy, but for us it was about staying in the game, and what we didn't do is we compounded errors a bit, and then that sucked the life out of the game, really. If you look at the first half, we got a lot of ball back from kicks in the air, and we probably didn't make the most of that, and it's unlike us, you know. We were sort of played within ourselves a bit there, where I want us to throw the ball about and I want us to go and play. So, you know, those probably areas of us expressing ourselves, but then compounding a few errors, we were back to back, you know, set piece errors, there is penalty or you know, two penalties combined, and then we score, obviously go 3-0 up, playing well, and drop the kick off, give them access, try. So those little errors that we need to take out of our game, and I think it's about for us to connect with each other, you know, have those conversations of going back and think about next job, because at the minute we're sort of compounding a few errors. And look, I get we've taken a couple of beatings from in Africa and obviously at Leinster as well, and we have to understand that, but I do want us to back ourselves a bit more. You know? Looking
at some of those Cardiff players, Josh Turnbull had like a long time here. There's 10 years there. I mean, he was speaking to him the other week, and he thinks this might be his last season, but he's back fit playing now. He's been some servant, isn't he? He's
been fantastic. Yeah, I remember him coming down first when I was playing here when he first came on the scene. And he's been a great servant for both clubs, you know, and I think he's a bit of an old school, you know, back row lock, you know, and I think that what he is he gives good leadership, and I think that, you know, he's abrasive, isn't he? And I think that, you know, the young locks and the young back rows today can learn a lot from that as well. Bit of the dark arts type player, and I think that he's definitely, you know, he's definitely been a great servant for both sides.
You saw it when you came on last week. I command Ellis Jenkins in those last 10 minutes. And it was interesting, I remember when you beat Cardiff here, Matt Sherrod was saying that game was all about experienced players taking hold of the game, like Gareth Davies, Sheffield Fita. So are those kind of players and other experience in your squads at this tricky time more important than ever?
Yeah, they are. I think that, you know, I think in terms of leadership and quality, they are important, but it's also not forgetting as well that we want to give youth a go.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that, you know, sometimes the baggage isn't there with the young guys as well. You just need to empower them to go and play. And I think that what you can't do with those guys is to hold them back. Yes, you need to learn, and you're gonna have to go through pain, and we have to be patient with some guys. But I do think that you know, we have got some quality. You know, I'm looking at the likes of, you know, Eddie James, for example. What we've seen of him this year, you know, he's a player who I think that, you know, is growing in stature every game, and I think that you can't be afraid to. Yes, he'll make mistakes, but can't be afraid to throw him in and see where he gets to, really.
There's always the pressure comes from the coach at times like this, but you've been there before. How do you actually cope with it personally?
Yeah, look, there's undoubted pressure, and I understand that. But for me, I think, you know, you have to, you know, one foot in front of the other, and you have to rationalise things as well. You know, the game on the weekend. You know, obviously I'm disappointed as a coach, but then you have to look at the bigger picture. What are you trying to do here? And also where we are as a team at the minute. You know, and I think that we're in a bit of a transition. I get that. We're bringing the young players through. We got to back that. You know, we've got a good few injuries who are the experienced players you're speaking about. So I think that it's all compounding, but I think we just need to make sure that the clarity, and we give confidence to the team going on the field. You know, and I think that's my role here, and to make sure that we do that. You know, remember what we're trying to do and who we're representing, and go from that way. But look, I think from my end, it's about, you know, no point me putting the pressure on the players that we need. You know, what they need is confidence and energy to go and deliver, really.
Good man. Cheers.
Yeah.
There's obviously expected to be a good crowd at the weekend. Do you think there's a bit of pressure on both teams to go out and play a bit, or is it purely about getting the win?
I don't know. I think that, you know, the pressure is to perform, really, whether that's going out and playing. If there's a sellout crowd, doesn't mean we have to go and be Harlem Globetrotters. But I do think that, you know, it's going to add to the occasion. I think that we talk about energy and excitement. It's a great place to play when it's full and it's loud and people are right on top of you. You know, you get a real buzz there. It looks as if it's going to be a dry day. So, you know, I'm sure the ball will zip around. But look, for us, performance is the first and foremost, and then we'll chase that result hard.
And in terms of Johan Lloyd, he's obviously probably slightly learning his trade still at 10 after moving around when he was at Bristol. How pleased have you been with him going into this weekend, considering you probably would have been expected to have Costello back by this point?
Yeah, he's been good. I think he's been good. I think he's leading every week. He's getting better and better. Tough start for him. He probably hasn't been under that much pressure really, and I think that it's a tough start. And then we've been to some tough places as well. Both Africa, RDS is a tough. So Charlie was there and RDS, but the game on the weekend is a tough one for him as well. So I think that he's growing, and those games are going to be beneficial for him, as they will be for all our young boys. Yes, we're taking a bit of pain at the minute, and we have to expect that, and we have to accept that. But long term, these experiences will count for the players and for myself as well.
And results aside, what's the biggest thing you want to see from your team?
I just want to see a performance that a competitive performance, and I think that that's what we're after. There was times in the weekend we were right in the game, and then there was times we probably were. We slipped off through tackles, and that's not what we're about, and that's what we're not trying to be about. So I think that we'll get there. We'll make sure we're good this week, and I'm sure that there'll be a few points to prove from the team and from individuals as well, and that'll add to the game.
And just finally, obviously at the Arms Park, there's always a very good travelling away sport. How much of a difference can they make? Huge
difference. I think the last 2 years we've been there. The far side's been full of red. Really, the bank area there. So, look, I'm sure there'll be a good support there for us, and hopefully we can give them a performance to be proud of.
Dwayne, siwr ymateb i chi fel y ffordd wedi cael wrth y chwaraewyr wythnos yma?
Credu ni fel y fforddwyr hefyd, mae'n siomedig i fod yn onest ar ôl perfformiad, so mae'n edrych ar pawb yn edrych ar ei gilydd. Fi'n credu y fforddwyr a chwaraewyr yn gymysg yn hwnna, felly ni wedi fod yn onest yn dadansoddi beth oedd wedi digwydd ar y penwythnos, ble o'n i wedi mynd yn anghywir, beth oedd emosiwn ni fel. Achos ar diwedd y dydd, o'n i ddim, gaethon ni crasfa i fel onest gyda'r tîm, ni moyn bydd i mwyaf, felly mae'n mynd i fod, mae'n wythnos anodd i bawb, ond edrych mlaen yn wych diwrnod yn i troi pethau bwyty, a ni'n siŵr bod mwy o egnid yn ni wrth ysyn.
Mae'n gêm fawr fyd, gêm darbi arall.
Mae'n gêm fawr, o'n i wedi bod yn cael brwydron cyson gyda Caerdydd, felly mae'n wedi bod yn gêm anodd yn ni yn bendant, ond mae'n gêm ni gallu ennill. Mae'n rhaid i fod yn glir yn ffond i mewn ware, mae'n rhaid i fod yn... Mae'n rhaid bod safon a dwystel y chwarae ni'n dda, ond ni'n hyderus a fi credu bod ni'n edrych mlaen i'r gêm, i'r ornes, achos maen nhw'n ware dda ar y funud, a maen nhw'n gystadleuol iawn. Mae amddiffyn nhw wedi gwella gyda gethu mi'n teimlo, mae amddiffyn nhw'n gryf, yn gyflym. Felly mae'n mynd i fod yn challenge ni yn bendant.
A bydd lot o cefnogwyr ôl yn esu, lan ar barc ar arfer, sy'n neges i'r cefnogwyr yna?
I fi, yn amlwg, ni moyn wrth yn cefnau ni. Maen nhw wastad yn rhoi cymaint i ni fel tîm a edrych mlaen, a gobeithio allan ni roi perfformiad maen nhw allu bod yn ambrwd iawn o.
A jyst yn ôl allan gobeithio, fel tymor diwethaf yn dechrau araf, bod yn gyfle nawr yn yr ediad fo? Bendan,
a na beth sy'n bwysig, mae'n bwysig bod ni'n ystyried leini, ond ni'n gwybod bod lot o chwynifr a chwaraewyr yn dod ôl yn ni nawr wythnosau nesaf, felly allan ni bwr ymlaen a cic ymlaen a neud siŵr bod ni'n gwelliant yn y perfformiadau yn bendant.